Hey everybody, it's BondOfGames bringing you another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle, this time against SullyPwnz, longtime YouTube friend. This year actually makes 4 years since we've met. God, it's crazy how time flies. But anyway, let's get into this battle. I send in my Ferrothorn and he sends in his Azumarill. Now, I know from the get-go, if he uses Superpower, it's going to be only a 2-hit KO because I do have a Focus Sash, so regardless of whether this did a lot of damage or not, I'm going to hang on, so it's an easy chance to set up my Stealth Rocks. And also, he had to take a little damage from the Iron Barbs, which kind of helped, but I don't see how it made too much of a difference. But anyway, at this point, I'm going to take in my Ferrothorn so it doesn't get KO'd. I want to save it for later, maybe have it do some Iron Barbs damage against someone else, just take a hit, something. So I switch into Aegislash, knowing that he has to go for Superpower again. He really has no other choice. So my Ghost immunity basically nullifies that, so I get a free turn to set up Swords Dance. But he goes into Togekiss, so this Swords Dance is going to do nothing, because if I do Sacred Sword, he's going to resist it. If I use Shadow Sneak, I set myself up for an easy one-hit KO from a Flamethrower. So I just switch out into Rotom, so I can easily take that Flamethrower. And I'm getting ready to just use Will-O-Wisp on this thing and try to do some damage, but Sully sees that coming from a mile away, goes right into his Reuniclus. So he's got Magic Guard. Will not take any damage at all from Burn. So I basically do a little Monkey See, Monkey Do. I Volt Switch, and I go into Alakazam. Alakazam has Magic Guard too, so he uses Toxic. I get badly poisoned, but I'm not going to take any damage. Excuse me. Now, I know when I Mega Evolve, I'm going to get Trace, which is kind of perfect. I Mega Evolve here. I'm just going to Trace his Magic Guard. So I keep the exact same ability. Therefore, Poison does no damage to me at all for this entire remainder as long as Alakazam is in. Now, he just goes for the Protect to see what I'm going to do, what move I'm going to use. And I was going to use Psyshock because I assumed, okay, he's most likely going to switch out, right? But he didn't. But now that he thinks I'm going to use Psyshock, he switches out into Ferrothorn, which kinda wasn't what I was planning on. I predicted him to switch after that Psyshock, so now I just set up a Shadow Ball. Now, his special defense fell because of the Shadow Ball, but it really made no difference because I do have Focus Blast. It's a bit more powerful, it's twice as effective, so even without that special defense drop, I would have taken that out with the second hit, no problem. Now, he sends out his Azumarill, and I have no choice but to switch, and Aqua Jet will just destroy me. So at this point, I just switch back into Aegislash, and I just eat up the Aqua Jet. And now I'm kind of predicting him to switch out into Togekiss like he did last time, so I try to play ahead and I switch out Aegislash for Rotom Wash. That is not what happened. He saw the Sully is really good at predicting. Like, I did not see all this coming. He knew I was gonna switch out, so he used Belly Drum. Now, I honestly thought that that was gonna take me out. After a Belly Drum, I'm surprised it didn't, really. But I hang on, and had I sent in anybody else, well, maybe Ferrothorn wouldn't have worked out so well, but well, he could have used Superpower, but anyway, dude, that prediction could have gotten me had it been anybody but Rotom Wash. Seriously, if I didn't have Rotom at the time, he may have swept my entire team. But anyway, he sends in his Reuniclus, and I hate pronouncing that thing's name. Green Blob, that's its name from now on. Anyway, I knew he was going to go for a Protect, so I went ahead and used my Substitute. Like, Protect is the obvious move because you get to scout what the opponent's gonna do. You can get some HP back with leftovers. So I knew that was coming, so I set up a substitute. Now at this point, he uses Psychic, breaks my substitute, and because of that leftovers, he's gonna heal just enough so that this Earthquake will not take him out. Especially if he uses Protect again, which I'm kind of predicting. So I'm gonna take opportunity of this, and I'm gonna switch right back out. And now that I've got Alakazam ready to go, I'm tracing Magic Guard again. I'm not taking any poison damage. His Azumarill is gone, so he really has no priority moves. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna just sweep at this point. Now he uses Recover, so I know I'm not gonna knock him out in one turn, and I don't know why he used Protect here, honestly. He's at full health, and it's kind of obvious that I'm gonna just try to start sweeping. And at this point, I honestly expected him to switch to save one Pokemon, like, just in case, but in the long run, he really had no other moves. He had Recover, Protect, Psychic, and Toxic, so he really couldn't do anything against Alakazam. And at this point, he knows I'm going to start sweeping. He's probably hoping for a special defense drop from Psychic or something. But anyway, at this point, I just send out a couple Shadow Balls. And this is an easy 2-hit KO. And it really sucks for him because had I brought another Pokemon besides Mega Alakazam, things may have turned out a lot differently. And this is a prime example of how a single Pokemon or a miss, anything could change the entire outcome of a battle for the worst. And I really just had to speed all this up because all that Protect stalling, he was hoping to get just a little bit of HP back so that he could survive another hit, but it just wasn't enough. Now he sends in Togekiss, and since at this point it's taken 2 hits from Stealth Rocks, Psyshock is an easy knockout. And now, what I thought would be the biggest threat to come back and bite me would be Goodra knocking out my Alakazam, and then Gengar coming in to sweep. However, I do have Moonblast. I'm sorry, not Moonblast. Dazzling Gleam. I know this is going to be a 2-hit KO. He goes for Draco Meteor. Good thing Goodra is not an attacker because I just barely survived that. 3 HP, and that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid of Goodra somehow knocking me out with Earthquake, Dragon Tail, something to just completely screw me over. But I just barely hung on, and now I could use Psyshock or Shadow Ball to take out Gengar, and I'm not gonna lie, he could have beaten me had I not had Rotom Wash at the time, or if he had knocked out my Alakazam there at the end. So good battle, Sully, and tomorrow I'll show you guys just how much a single miss can affect the entire outcome of a battle. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to like the video, and until next time, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.